All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
ReZero, Season 3, Episode 10. There is an imposter among us.
Oh, who is there?
And they've revealed themselves, and they're about to try and...
Immediately,
and they're going to try and kill Krush.
Yeah, Lust vented. She's here. It's a problem.
That's right.
Krush is vulnerable, but slightly recovered. Because of what Subaru did.
So maybe...
we still don't know the full consequences of that for Subaru's side of things.
Yes, that would be awesome if she gets there and she's like, cool, I just have to deal with you. And then, surprise, no, you don't know what Subaru did, and you're actually outnumbered.
Yeah, I would love also to see in this just fight amongst all the fights here, all the other characters being pushed to their limits in the same way that we've had to see Subaru do that throughout the series thus far.
That would be great.
Because a lot of these matchups don't look easy.
Yeah, in fact, they look like they should be kind of stacked against our heroes.
Right. But everything seems hopeful. We're on the initiative.
Yeah, how do those two things balance out?
They're having to respond here. None of the archbishops had done any crazy moves at this point.
Yeah,
the only
they really
person
like
who's
talking.
really done a lot right now is Lust dropping the miasma balls, the miasma testicles on Garth. Yeah,
right. And that was already the fight that looked the worst.
Yeah, so that could be pretty.
That could be bad. Yeah.
But meanwhile, Reinhard is kicking and punting. Regulus in his corny ass into the next county.
Yep.
Hopefully he just keeps like DBZ style, like jumping around and like keeping him like combo kicked in midair, like he's in a fucking fighting game or something.
Like we end up having a montage where like Regulus is like, ah, shit. He goes to try and dash back to the city, and then meanwhile we cut to the other fights, and Reinhard shows up, beats the shit out of them.
Bad
and
move, little ant.
Yeah. And then, while Regulus is running, maybe telekinetically throwing himself, and then Reinhard comes back, kicks him farther away. And
it is the most like
fights.
Hunter ass thing to have. Like, oh, we've got this really strong threat. So what should we do? Let's give ourselves 5 minutes. How do we do that? Bah! And then just, conservation of momentum. They're just flying. He's just like, whoa, I
just keep going.
I just keep going. I'm not falling.
Yeah.
I'll try to stop myself. I'm just still spinning. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
What direction do I need to go? I can't tell. Yeah. Yep.
I'm here for it. So yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh? Yeah. Get angry.
I'll stab a bitch. I really like to gloat. Yeah.
God, that's so messed up.
Oh.
Oh!
Shit.
Oh! Oh, it's still in this moment, trying to save Krush, come on! Oh! Oh! Learn!
Fantastic. Wait.
Oh, that's amazing! Anastasia! Yes!
Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
The worst kind of assholes. Oh!
Oh! Okay!
We got traps ready for you. Boom!
Key,
Ball.
ho, ho!
Yeah! Oh my god, I love it.
Alright.
And he's down here.
Yep. He's ready to
John
fast roll.
Soul's ready to fight his boss.
Uh-huh.
You damn mollusk.
Before I die.
Yeah. Wait.
The first death is free.
Right.
But after that, you know.
And once I hit my bonfire, I'm rolling around your ass. Bro's running.
Shit, stay away.
Boom!
Oh.
That one. The second
Yes.
one. Yes.
Both.
Yes!
There we go.
There we go! Drown his ass.
Oh.
There you go. Oh.
Freeze
We're
him
gonna
once he's
freeze him.
underwater.
Oh my god.
Just pin something on top of him that he won't be able to.
Ow, Hugema, yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, oh,
Oh.
oh. Ah! Shut the fuck up. Human? Really? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Get
Clearly
his
you're not
ass.
satisfied.
Oh, his face. His
Yeah.
face.
Oh no, he's specifically gonna, yeah, throw the ice thing on top of them.
Wow. Wow. That was impressive. That was
Okay.
impressive. Oh!
All right, let's go.
Oh, that's so cool.
Let's go.
Went for the dick.
Yep.
I love the idea that he's not coordinated. Like
Yeah.
he's just
Right,
a
because he doesn't
dude.
have to be.
He doesn't have to be at all, right? So ice is actually a great counter to him. He just slips
Right.
around, you know. He's just
Yeah.
gonna go.
I was waiting for him
"Ah!"
to show back up. He just. Oh.
Hello. Oh, go, Plan J. Boom.
Just using the sword like a bat.
Oh, his own attack.
Okay. Ew.
Small king.
Wait, so you just gotta tell him he has a little
Insult
dick?
him. Oh, shoot. Wait.
Oh.
Right. Right. Was the barrier up at that point? Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
He's just
removed
literally
his
a heartless
heart.
bastard.
He's like a phylacteried, you know, being, potentially.
Sure.
Oh. Well.
Chop.
Ah! That would break someone's concentration. Yep. I've been touched by a goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah, she rioted your emotions. Yeah, your voice is grating to me. Sure, so the memory of the experience was real, though. Yeah, you're gonna need to play your music. Cool.
Yeah.
Do your job, Bard.
I love her introductions.
Very, very much understanding how her and Betelgeuse were, you know. That's pesky. Cool, we're in melee.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. Actually, kind of the vibe I was getting from Priscilla.
Yeah.
Oh, you pissed her off.
僕の心の広さと余裕のおかげだ。でも優しい僕にだって限度があるんだからさ。どうやら、スバルの推測は正しかった。
His heart's not beating.
ライハルト！スバル、君の推測で正しい。彼の心臓は動いていない。
Okay.
すまない。
Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Bro's gonna land on the moon and just launch back like Saitama. Oh, it's gonna work then.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
You've already been beaten.
Yeah.
Right.
Also an excellent way to buy time for Reinhard to fall back down.
Let me princess carry you. That wasn't a no. Yep. Whoa.
Okay.
He pauses. What?
Okay.
All
right.
All the fights are continuing.
Yep.
Not though with Gluttony at the moment, but some big developments in the Regulus, Reinhard, Subaru, Emilia side of things here.
Yep.
We've figured out potentially what his authority is, and it's about as
busted as you can get.
Really crazy stuff.
Yeah.
The ability to potentially stop time on your body. So in a lot of ways, nothing would, effect would not, in the cause-effect relationship, effect would have no value on his body.
Right. So he truly is invincible.
He is absolutely invincible.
Now, the only potentially weird thing is, does that mean then that when he is taking hits, he cannot do anything because his time, his body doesn't exist in time. So, he can't be moving when he gets hit because he has to then, stop time on his body.
Right.
He gets hit.
The part that I immediately think of is the way Shamak could throw off his senses. Because if he has no ability to turn it off, then in terms of what his body's effect would be on time, he would experience no, it'd be really hard to know how he's not blind and how
he can still walk and things like that.
Yeah.
Because,
So I think that there's a possibility, though, that his senses are extremely vulnerable. Because that point where he interacts with time right outside his body, there's something funky going on right there.
Yeah.
So if Subaru can disrupt that relationship and, isolate him in a pocket of, darkness and stuff,
Also,
I think there's some really crazy things that we could do.
Although he did open up with that earlier when Emilia was taken and it didn't work.
Right. But again, it would have to be a very specific way that it'd be used.
Or
otherwise.
actually, I think it might have worked and he got a punch off and that was it. Which that might actually be the clue that we had this whole time. But
yeah, well, we can go back and check that episode. But okay, that's a fun development. I love so Reinhard wasn't actually able to put enough force into him to send him into the other, county here.
Right, to do the thing that he did to Reinhard.
Right, but he was batting him around a bit. But because of this, then we have a situation where Reinhard was now sent up basically into the stratosphere.
Which did feel a bit like, oh, I thought we just weren't doing that if Reinhard wasn't doing it, you know?
Well, like, Reinhard is still bound by physical limitations. He can just send him up telekinetically and, you know, there's no limit as to what his strength and speed with that be other than what he's, you know, what the story decides for it to be.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
It's more of a thing where right now, in order for the conflict to be remotely interesting, Reinhard does need to actually have the ability to take hits or have consequences in this.
Yeah, and it was cool to see Amelia pop off and all that stuff, even though at the end of the day, it's things that are not actually going to defeat Regulus.
Right. It's been fun to see in a lot of ways that Amelia, having come through all of her trials and stuff, now has just pure confidence in her magic. No hesitation to go completely all out in that regard.
Yeah. Yep.
And then in the more kind of complicated fight setup here, Priscilla has been rattled because of potentially something that Sirius knows about her, which is interesting because that implies in a lot of ways a connection beyond when Sirius was a Synarch bishop.
Possibly.
Like,
And
at the very least, like, this is the kind of thing that shows that she's not completely mad, you know?
Right, like it's one of those weird things where I'm actually more invested in what Sirius does in the fight than what Priscilla does.
Yeah.
Because the idea that Priscilla is just like, because of how she is, she's just not affected by a lot of the like empathic, sympathetic magic that Sirius does. Cool. Yeah, all right.
And it's fun that has a story reason for it, because in a lot of ways what we talked about in the previous episode was, I think, hinting at the idea that there was an aspect of her that was actually showing her true vulnerability, her actual, not weakness, but like a form of that, in that she's not just putting on airs entirely the whole time. We're actually seeing her humanity, if you will.
Right.
And so the idea that Sirius is trying to reach out to that so that she then could potentially empathically
affect her with her powers,
manipulate and affect her is kind of fun, because then we're playing with a ticking time bomb of how quickly can Priscilla, win versus how much can Sirius reach inside Priscilla.
It's both a character development potential, offset then by the danger, because that's where then the danger comes in the fight, with Sirius actually struggling and being like, oh, okay, I have a puzzle before me. How do I actually figure out how to get under your skin?
And that's fun to have the villains have to deal with a puzzle like that, because it's usually the protagonist that has to deal with that against an insurmountable foe.
Right.
But that could be fun then to then turn it all the way back around to then have Liliana Masquerade be the one that's needed to help Priscilla, and Priscilla has to actually accept that, has to actually connect with her in that.
Yeah.
But that's one fight here that's going kind of the way it is. But
the other one
was amazing.
Anastasia is took the place of Krush. Fantastic.
What a simple but smart way to do this. Krush is actually not capable of fighting here.
Right.
Even though there was a little bit of recovery, she is still out for the count, and Felix does need to protect her, and so the best way to protect her is
to have her not be there.
Is to have Anastasia take the place here. Now, what was interesting about this was I got the vibe that Felix didn't know. This was a deception that went so deep that Felix was not aware that Krush had been moved.
Yep, which makes sense, because if you really want to be able to get the element of surprise, right, you don't want the bodyguard to clue you into what's going on, right?
And then also potentially not agree with the plan and then go off to guard the actual Krush as well.
Yeah, exactly. But now, okay, we dropped Lust down a big hole. Now they're in a pit for a proper Dark Souls boss fight.
I cannot imagine the allegations being beaten for Al, in that it's he wears his armor, he's got his simple blade and what have you. He's his badass cool hero line is, so you better get out of here before I die, you damn mollusk.
Right. Like,
they can't with this guy.
They might as well have had Lust fall through a fog gate. Like, I love it. It's great.
It's so fun because obviously, like, it's not a Dark Souls reference. It's just so funny to see these kinds of things where Al as a character is just a gigantic mystery box.
Right.
There's no like actual like crazy strong stuff to grab a hold of at the moment.
Just the X factor of being another isekai person.
Right, but the potential of having him actually showcase who he is, not just having his helmet get knocked off potentially.
Right.
But actually showcasing who he is in a fight.
That's on screen and not just, he did a thing and now a bunch of people there are dead.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's fun.
Yep.
But also the way that I kind of just love that he's here. He's Priscilla's knight, but Priscilla was like, I'm handing you off to Anastasia, basically. Right. You now listen to her. But then Anastasia's like, okay, you can solo a Sin Archbishop. Like have fun with that.
Yeah.
It's just
the knight and myself, who also has magic, are not going to be helping you down there.
No. No.
Just go ham.
Yeah, wear out for us, I guess. Make this take time. Because, I mean, honestly, this is definitely one of those, and 2 minutes has passed kind of things where we've probably only been fighting for 10 minutes tops, right now.
Oh, yeah, if that.
Like, if that.
That is probably way more than it actually is.
Oh, way more. But it's still the thing of, that means then that every minute, every bit of time that you're locking down one of the archbishops, it actually counts for quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just full on in a fighting arc. We're
just a whole bunch of battles going on at the same time.
Yep.
We didn't get too much, or did we get any follow up on Wilhelm and Garf?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope. The big one was basically everything to do with Regulus, Emilia, and Subaru. But I love we're gonna solve his invincibility because it's something, and it is something tied to an authority. So there's going to be some kind of limitation to it, but it's going to actually be quantifiable. The idea that we go back to Betelgeuse, our first archbishop authority that we had to solve and what have you. And it's cool, he's got an invisible hand that allows him to telekinetically do some crazy stuff, but it is actually just hands, which means you can dodge them, which means
if you can see them, you can,
if you can see them, you could actually affect them here. So the idea that Regulus is another kind of invisible field of sorts that we had to deduce, this isn't just then a force field or what have you. Let's go in and look at is his heart beating? Oh, it's not. Then that doesn't mean, because clearly he is alive in some way, So that means, I thought maybe his heart has been removed in some way. And it's like, well, no, he's still breathing, talking, eyelids blinking. Like, he's a human, but there's some other rule that he's under. And so I like the suspicion that Subaru, someone who's had his heart clutched by dark power, what have you, someone who's also had a very specific relationship with time, that is able to then suss out there's some time fuckery on your body, isn't there?
Yeah.
What kind? It's just effect is nothing on you. Okay.
Right, which is just like, of all the things to figure out, that feels like the most, like, you figured it out, great, that doesn't help you. Like I thought it was going to be something where it's like, it's tied to his ego somehow, and so then you have to, like, make fun of him until he, like, like, starts to actually cry, and then the field goes away or something. I don't know.
No, that's dumb. The idea that it's something that would be tied to, emasculating him, that's just anybody can get emasculated and they'll just eventually start fighting sloppily. But actually, like, beating the mechanic that is passive, that is consistent, that doesn't seem to be wavering based on that. No, I'm kind of excited for it to be something where Subaru's lack of strength, his lack of strong magic will then allow him to focus on what he does have and do something really, really silly and really clever here. Because in a lot of ways, Regulus is not going that hard on them. He's doing a lot of what I would call I min-maxed my RPG character, but if they're not alive long enough to see what all cool things I can do, what's the point?
So when Subaru's like, I know your secret, he's like, bullshit, but I'm not going to attack you because I want to see if you do.
Right. Yeah. Like, bro is really, really bored. Like, really, like
that's the, like, the things that Amelia says to him of like, hey, you know, in fact, I despise you, I hate you, you know, and Subaru's talking about how like, hey, you're cringe. If anything, that's where I would have thought that they would get him is you realize how boring this is, right? Like, you know, it's where's your vim and vigor for life, man? You know, you gotta, if you don't have any struggle at all, then there's no point to it.
Right, and it's probably just that he cannot turn it off because he's either scared of what would happen if he did, or like if he turned it off, it would completely, like, his body would just die immediately.
Right. Or it's just
I can't turn it off or
yeah,
something.
that's cool. Struggling and stuff does seem great, but I'd much rather just not be able to die, you know. But
Right. But, all right. As far as anime nonsense powers that have to do with time, this is a new one. This is a new one. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.